Hi folks. So I don't know what happened with my story number 2, but it doesn't really want to load for me, so I'm just gonna do another one for you guys. So snuggle time with Sherry, and we're gonna read a story called My Palm Tree. So I was living in a modest home at the time, not frankly the kind of home where you would expect to find a palm tree. Then one Sunday afternoon, unexpectedly, I bought myself another house, that is. The new house came first, the palm tree came later, but the two events are all part and parcel. The palm wouldn't exist without the house, or not in my life anyway. This is what happened. A real estate agent, a friend of mine, phoned and said he had seen a house that she thought I would like. I am not in the market for a new house, I said. I think you should come see it, she repeated. I think you would like it. So I went. The moment I saw it, I knew I was doomed. It was the house I had wanted all my life. I had to own it. And there was no time to dither. Dither. That's so cute. If I was going to get this house, I had to make an offer then and there. So that is what I did, and it was accepted, and there I was at bedtime, faced with the terrifying prospect of owning two homes. I had to sell the one I was living in, and the one I had been up until Sunday afternoon perfectly acceptable, but now no longer was. And I had to sell it fast. The real estate agent who had lured me into the predicament agreed reluctantly to handle the sale. We are going to have to fix this place up if we are going to have any hope of selling it, she said, wrinkling her nose in distaste. By we, she meant me. She put me in touch with a man whose job is to make disreputable houses irresistible. One of the things the man did was stand in my living room and point at the window where my desk was. Get rid of that desk, he said. Move the couch, buy a palm tree. I got rid of the desk and moved the couch, but I decided that a palm tree, which I suspected would cost a couple of $100s, was excessive. I decided not to go get the palm tree. A week passed, a couple of weeks passed, and then a month. My house didn't sell. Then one day when I was at the local corner store, the kind of place where you go for a pack of cigarettes or a lottery ticket, but certainly not a palm tree, I saw they had a palm tree for sale for $125. I explained my housing predicament to the man behind the counter and asked if he would consider renting me the palm. I just live around the corner, I said. I just need it for a week or two. I promised to be careful with his palm. I offered him $25 rent and the opportunity to sell it once I was finished with it. This didn't seem as good an idea to him as it did to me. He showed me another palm, a less robust palm, $50, he said. So I bought a palm tree, and wouldn't you know it, my house sold. Not knowing what else to do with it, and feeling a certain obligation, I took the palm with me to my new house. I am not one of those people who are good with plants. In fact, until I bought the palm, I didn't own any house plants. Not one. Don't get me wrong, I like green things. From time to time, I buy cut flowers, but I'm not good with them either. Even cut flowers seem to die faster in my care than they do in the care of others. But their death never feels like a tragedy. Or more to that point, like it is my fault. Cut flowers are, after all, supposed to die. It is a natural order of things. The death of a vase of tulips is like the passing of an elderly aunt. Something to mourn, perhaps, but not to fret over. The death of a houseplant always feels more like a homicide, or at least manslaughter. If I stayed away from them, I have stayed away from them, sorry. But suddenly, as well as my new house, I owned a plant, the palm, and because we had been through something together, I felt this obligation. I can't say for sure that my palm was the reason my house sold, but I can't say it wasn't either. It did look spectacular by the window where the desk used to be, And now a year has passed and I have cared for my palm, if not religiously, at least responsibly. Enough, anyway, that if it is still alive, but I feel good about that. I have learned a number of things about and from it. I have learned that when it wants to grow a new frond, it shoots out a spear-like appendage and stands around for weeks, somewhat stiffly, like an awkward guest at a cocktail party, until one day, abruptly, and for no apparent reason, it unfolds. I have learned that when the current fronds turn brown and my palm tree appears to be dying and I feel like giving up on it, I shouldn't, because if I keep watering it and cut off the old growth, new growth appears. So far, anyway, the lessons I have learned from it are the important lessons of patience and faith. I don't want to give you the idea that I am the perfect owner. I am not the perfect owner. My palm doesn't look as good today as it did when I got it, but let's be honest, neither do I. My palm tree is, after all, clearly out of place in the city where I live. A little tropical tree cast ashore in the cold north, first finding refuge at a corner store of all places, and then in my home. I don't know which would be worse. We have endured, my palm and I, and now we are heading toward our second winter together. The way of the heart is often a mystery. It is hard to know why we love things we love, and maybe it is better that way. But I do know this: we grow to love the things we care for. We like the responsibility. I feel it feels good to be needed. I am now a guy with a new house and a palm tree. I don't want my little tree to be homeless again. I want us to make it through this winter together. Aw, that's so cute. I don't know if you folks have any plants or interesting stories, but feel free to pop them in the comments and stay tuned for story number 3. Bye folks, have a good day.